What industry is a lot shadier than it seems? Avocado farms. Most of the farms in Central America are taken over by the cartel because of how much money is in selling avocados. All trees can be shady AF, TBH. Not palm trees. They're stupid. Edit. I get it, guys. Palm trees are grass. Know what else is a grass? Con. Edit 2. Liars. Palm trees are not grass. Palm trees are shady if you're tall enough. My name is Paul, and I'm tall. I'm not short. I'm not small. I'm not slight. I'm not wee. My name is Paul, and that is me. My name is Paul, and I'm tall. I'm not short, but that's not all. For when I want a place to smile, I stand beneath a palm a while. My name is Paul, and I'm tall. I watch the leaves begin to fall, and then the sun shines down on me. My name is Paul. This is my tree. Seriously? The funeral business preys on people's weakest moments to convince them to buy ridiculously unnecessary stuff. Ask a Mortician is a really good YouTube channel that tries to make the death industry more open and clear. Hello fellow death enthusiast, lol, I second this recommendation. Caitlin has a way of breaking down complicated issues to make it easy to understand. Her books are great too. Her books are great. I just read When Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs. I cannot recommend these books more. I love Ask a Mortician. My pre-tween is a little goth in training and often has weird death related questions that I struggle to answer, both in terms of scientific fact and age appropriateness. Thankfully Caitlin had popped up in my Yatterbreaks a bunch, and I was able to direct kiddo straight to the channel. It's been a godsend. We watch videos together and do end up at all the cool stuff we learn. Trucking. The margins are razor thin, and so everyone is trying to nickel and dime each other constantly. The drivers lie to their dispatchers, the dispatchers lie to the brokers lie to the clients. All of this for like $50-100 sometimes. Worked in trucking, and a head hour lady for our distribution center was skimming payroll, shorting the checks of the lowest people on the totem pole, then getting cash infusions to petty cash from corporate to return part of the theft as an emergency tide over until the employee's next check, then claiming the rest of the theft as an overage on the next payroll report. I'm probably missing a step in her chain, but I'm not an accountant. It was a scam she managed to work for a couple of years due to a lack of oversight during nationwide management shifts. When she finally got caught, rather than take the bad publicity, the company just let her leave. The last I heard, she was working in the same position in an adjacent industry, but still involving transportation. Cest Larvae. Lol, classic accounting scam. It's literally in my Accounting 101 book. I used to be a broker, couldn't stomach the lying. The guy I trained undertreated drivers like shit. For instance, he'd lie to them about having appointments and give them the runaround when they eventually figured it out. Only I'd be the one to take the calls and had to pretend there was some big mix-up or blame the consignee. Just keep spinning some complete bullshit all day long, sometimes for a few days, while the drivers just sat in a parking lot. Want compensation for your time? Read the fine print, schmuck. Ratacan sign says no detention, no layover. They'd have to keep calling back for a week sometimes, while I pretend like he's out to lunch every time they call until he finally answers. Then it's just this 30-minute long argument which inevitably ends in them getting shortchanged, and he'd act like he was doing them a big favor paying below industry standard detention. That money wasn't even coming out of his pocket. He'd turn around and ask the customer for more money because he's got to do right by his drivers. They'd give him the standard rate and he'd pocket the difference. This guy makes $300,000 a year. Health insurance. In the commercials it is all about caring for your health and stuff. But if you ever get a serious illness, they will do anything to avoid paying for your treatment. Source: My mother got breast cancer and her health insurance made a business decision to let her die rather than pay the $40,000 for her treatment. They made that decision, then hired lawyers to make it happen. My mom got to fight them in court while going through chemo. She made it by mortgaging the house. She told me the insurance company caused her more stress than the prospect of dying. I buy insulin every month, and every month I literally have to beg my insurance over the phone about why I need this. It's scummy street. I worked in a pharmacy for 7 years and you're not alone. It fucking sucks. We had multiple patients that wouldn't get their insulin because they just couldn't afford it. Insurance sucks. Not for insulin, but once a pharmacist apologized to me for a $750 prescription that my insurance wouldn't cover. I told him it's absolutely not something he should be apologizing for. He had nothing to do with setting the price. If you're apologizing for your boss healthcare, it's time for some industry changes. Pharmacist here. I wish I could upvote your comment 8 million times. Insurance copays are going up, even with Medicare Part B scripts which used to be $0 for the patient. I once had to explain to an older gentleman what copays were. He was convinced we were pocketing the $300 copay for our business. I gently explained we were making $0.08 on the prescription. He went home and tried to argue with his insurance company, since that was most of his social security check for the month. They didn't help him. Also, the med was generic, so no name brand coupons that would help, and the doctor refused changing it. It was an antibiotic for a resistant eye infection. Sad stuff. More people died last year over vanilla in Madagascar than cocaine in South America. They've even coined the term vanilla murder. Farmers hire armed mercenaries to guard their crops from thieves near harvest time, and if one is caught, well, let's just say it's in response to all the farmers that were killed by thieves for the same reason. This article is a fairly light read on the subject without anything too graphic, but there's a great deal of information about it floating around, along with some pretty disturbing accounts. I'm going to start using that's vanilla to mean extreme. When people tell me I'm misusing the phrase, I'll tell them about the vanilla murders. Vanilla, while being a common flavor in the Western world, is quite exotic in actuality. It is the fruit of a specific orchid, and most of the vanilla we get in the Western world come from Madagascar and its surrounding islands. It is hand-pollinated, and storms in the Atlantic Ocean have made their harvest difficult in the past several years. I understand that vanilla is the second most expensive spice to produce behind saffron. Edit, Indian Ocean, because I'm stupid and don't know geography. CBD, lot of predatory companies making subpar products with questionable raw materials and then marking it way the fuck up and selling it as a miracle cure to vulnerable and ill-educated consumers. Usually have a high-power legal team on deck, but pay their workers shit and no benefits. Edit, because so many people are asking, while I used to be in sales in the industry and have my own opinions about who's good out there, it's a woefully short list. You'll probably have your best luck checking out the top recommendations at r/CBD. They have a whole pinned post about best companies that they've, hopefully, vetted well. Are CBD products, not the actual marijuana, regulated, or are they like the vitamin industry where most all of the products are suspect and aren't FDA approved? No FDA approvals now, just testing to ensure it's below the hemp line in THC. Not an industry, but higher academia is badly broken. Some of the smartest people are some of the most badly exploited. Old tenured professors limit the number of faculty many departments can have, forcing people to work as postdocs forever, effectively doing all the work the prof should be doing in the first place. Meager pay and long hours, plus constant pressure, makes postdocs some of the most depressed people. The grad students are no better either. A lot of the times grad students don't complain about ill treatment, harassment and outright bullying as they don't want to jeopardize their prospects of graduating. If you're a foreigner, this situation becomes even worse, whether you're a grad student or a postdoctoral researcher. It's a pyramid scheme. Way more new PhDs are granted each year than open faculty jobs. If anyone is reading this and is considering a PhD, you should choose a field that has a robust non-academic labor market. The odds of getting a faculty job are shrinking every year, and post-coronavirus it's only getting worse. Edit. Stop telling me it's not a literal pyramid scheme. I know. I'm working in academia as a professor, and the faculty pay has not grown with inflation. Basically, you're getting paid way less than a professor was decades ago and are expected to do a whole hell of a lot more. The real money is in administration. Be a dean of a business school, schmoz rich donors, and get paid significantly more than the most productive and acclaimed faculty member in your entire university. The maritime industry. Most of the big companies do things by the book and treat crews well, because they're afraid of lawsuits and unions, but many smaller mom and pop companies break laws and violate safety regulations with reckless abandon because they're not as visible and can stay under the radar, so to speak. It's very common for a small company to ask a captain/crew to do something illegal and dangerous in order to increase profit, and for the captain/crew to comply out of fear of losing their jobs. And that's just the US maritime industry. Sailors from poorer nations who work on ships are often fed little more than rice and cheap ramen for months at a time, and paid pennies for their back-breaking work. I love running tugs for a living, but the industry as a whole is rife with shady business. IDK if it falls under maritime, but I took one look at the job listing for a cruise ship and now I tell all my cowhawkers to never take a job with one. I'm a stagehand and theater technician. I make decent money fresh out of college. $18-24 an hour depending on venue, even without joining the union, because I do specialized work. Looked into a lighting tech spot on a cruise ship, and I'd be getting minimum wage working 50 hours and 7 days a week. Wi-Fi on board costs money out of my paycheck. I'd be in charge of passenger safety off hours. If an alarm goes off and we have to get people onto rescue rafts, I'd have a roommate in a small bunk, and all my wages would go directly into a ship debit card so I could give my income straight back to the company to eat. Something about living and working on a boat in the middle of the ocean seems to make employers think they don't have to actually care for their employees. I can imagine working on a boat that isn't filled with people on vacation would be even worse. FYI, life on a US flagged container ship is actually pretty sweet. Sailors get spacious private accommodations, free Wi-Fi, 3 full meals a day of varying quality, and a strictly enforced work hour cycle to prevent exhaustion. A lot of hobby fish importing is pretty shady. You have farms of certain types of fish like bettas in some areas of the world that are run with the fish in horrible conditions, which is why a lot of the ones you get in a major chain store are sick before you even bring them home. The stores will blame the fish being stressed, but I've ordered and received hundreds of fish from small breeders/sellers and outside of Cory catfish that really enjoy committing suiciding by poisoning their own water. The fish arrive healthy and fine. Outside of boutique fish farming, the way some wild fish are caught is just horrible. The trappers will likely poison the water supply to knock out the fish, then scoop them out of the water without a care for that area's ecosystem. This has led to depletion of some natural species to the point they are now endangered. Lastly, boutique fish sellers/major chains do not give half a rat's ass what happens to the fish in the end. This means that people who buy fish like plecus, bettas, goldfish, etc. end up getting sick of them and dumping them in local waterways to supposedly get rid of the problem. So in some areas, these fish have completely destroyed the local water ecology because, like other invasive land species, they were never meant to be there. One of the worst offenders is the lionfish in Florida. It's venomous and has no natural predators, so its population has exploded out of control.